What could that be? Well, you missed your chance to make Sonic say things. So, it's been an indistinct amount of time since the last few games. Sonic is going on an adventure to a time-limited occasion over at Never Lake. To see the miraculous planet. Tails is not old enough to be pregnant, thank you very much. For Dante. You got me there. I don't like to interrupt Sonic Boom. It's the US opening. You know, Spencer Nielsen's tracks are solid. They're not as well volumed, but we're not going to listen to them today. So, I'm going to back out for a moment. The You Can Do Anything doesn't have the lyrics anymore because, unfortunately, Casey Rankin passed away, so they couldn't get the rights again for that song. Yeah. Yeah, the animations from Sonic CD, that's what inspired the style that Tyson Heath uses for the Sonic Mania stuff. So the big thing about Little Planet is it's in constant temporal flux. As you notice, the planet that he launched into that Eggman had chained over Never Lake. So we have to go back into the past to do a couple things. One, we have Metal Sonic here. These projectors show him what he did to animals. We get rid of them, they're animals. The robots are instead powered by flowers, which is a nice change. It's sort of a staple of this little planet. The fauna. Or the flora, like them backwards. Yay! And then there's these. The robot thingies. Transformers. Oh no! Okay. I wasn't expecting that. So, you go in the past to do those. I want to go back to the future, or the present, to show something. But getting rid of the robot transformers turns all of the robots into, well, it just defeats them, so the seeds sprout. I'm trying to find a signpost. We are. I'll just get a good running area. probably works. Yeah, like I started saying, like, the English American soundtrack is good, but the Japanese and European soundtrack, which is what this is, it just fits the game better. I have to be very careful not to go back to the past. Because Amy's here. How did she get here? Why isn't she hugging? I'm confused. There we go. She'll stop you in your place, because she's here to see Sonic. She followed him to Never Lake. And it's actually pretty impressive that she even got to this planet, because you saw what Sonic had to do to launch over the lake to get to it. So, we can also go to the future. The problem is, if you do that before you get the transporter... And I fucked it up. Cool. Yep, drove her little car right up those chains. I have to find a thing. I want to show you how bad the future is if you don't do anything about it. Just completely changing all the other things I want to do. There's like a lot of exploration you can do because of the time mechanics in these. You can also just speedrun through the stages. I might have to show you in Collision Chaos instead, because this is wild. I can't find another. I need these rings. I don't know where I am. This is a route I never take. Okay. If you start... If the future sign in the... or past sign in the bottom starts to blink, and you don't... Here we are. And you don't let it finish, it'll disappear. All the animals and the plants are free. Still don't have rings. So first I'll show you the good future. Because the third act always goes to the future. And this looks pretty much like the present, just there's more pipes with fresh water. It's like a bit of an eco-punk scenario. You know who's not happy about it? It's Eggman. Looking fabulous. Because we gave him a good future and he only had pink materials. He didn't plan that very well. So what's the deal with Little Planet? Why is it over a lake? Is it a planet? It's about the size of an island. I will pick up on this train of thought in a bit because... Amy's here again. And we don't have a way forward. Oh no! Hey you, come back with her. So Amy gets kidnapped. And so, you know, Metal Sonic's out here doing bad stuff. I don't really know where to follow up with that. We'll see her again later. But there's stakes now. If you go to the future, it gets bad. It's much clearer how bad it gets in Palm Tree Panic, because you can see how gray and gross the water is. It's not just the vibrant colors. Everything gets polluted. But why can you do this on Little Planet? Well, it seems that this miraculous planet shows up. This is just 2022. No, this is what is the, like, 2032 is gonna be after people don't stop with their crypto bullshit. Because we had a little bit of recovery recently. Yeah, it is Back to the Future-esque. That's pretty spot-on observation. I never made that connection before. I just need to get back to the past now. I can't get back down there. Okay. Ooh boy. Good, okay. Just barely. Little Planet shows up over Never Lake every 11 months. And it seems to be sort of like an ecosystem exchange that happens or something. But otherwise it just, like, orbits in space like normal. So it just kind of swoops in to hang out. And it's a very mystical thing. Hopefully I will be able to obtain one of the items that are behind that phenomenon. I'm not sure what part of the stage I'm in. Let me get up there. Those Scythers. Not nearly as bad as the ones in Sonic 2. Oh, that's your graphics. I think I'm too far ahead. There it is. Cool. So what was I saying about Little Planet? I don't remember. I think I said everything I needed to say. It just happens. You'll notice Sonic has a few different abilities. Like, this is the peel out. You can just go max speed. It's like the spin dash, but you press up instead of down. There we go. There's big rings on this planet, too! But we don't get the Chaos Emeralds in this. was gonna go for all of these, but I already missed 2 other opportunities, so I'm really bad at these because they're difficult. This is the power of the Sega CD, though. This game was released for the attachment for the Genesis that lets you play disc games. The opening was a little less animated than that. They had to pixel over it, but even that much was impressive. These things always just out of reach. There we go. So it's still stones that you get. It's not like the Chaos Rings. They look like Chaos Emeralds, but these are the Time Stones, which are the reason that this planet is in a state of temporal flux. Sort of the past, present, and future exist all at once. And from outside it seemed like we were looking at... It looked like a big mechanical ball. I think we were looking at Eggman's bad future, since he got here so much earlier than Sonic. So we can't let that happen. Which is obviously Sonic's motivation for getting up here. But you know, the Time Stones, I never really liked that name, because it's very general. We have emeralds that are all different colors of emerald. And I feel like we could figure out a better name for, like, time-related stones. They come in, rainbow chromatic colors. So, red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and purple. And honestly, no type of stone comes to mind immediately that is that color. That comes in that variety of colors. I don't know. Quartz comes in everything. They could be the Chrono Quartz. And tourmaline, too. The Time Tourmaline? I mean, it looks artificial after Eggman's done with it, right? But as we see when we go back into the past, like, there's nothing unnatural about all of this. Except maybe, like, these things, but, like, remember the nature of the other planet involved, the main one that this is visiting. There's just some stuff happening. Okay, another chance. Got some wild backgrounds in these special stages, though, which really reflect the fact that we're on a tiny planetoid. If you go in the water in this, you lose time faster. My goodness. I told you I'm not good at these. Anyway. So, I don't remember which of the two artists did this track, but pretty much the entire soundtrack is split between Masafumi Ogata and Naofumi Hataya. Masafumi Ogata only really shows up on like Sonic Drift and a little bit of Sonic 2 8-bit, as I exemplified in the opening. And she also did the opening theme, while Hata did the ending, and has one more of the 7 stages that he does the music for. And then you have Spencer Nielsen on the US, so you've got 3 notable composers for this. And Hata sounds like all over Sega games too. Like, he was behind Knights. Look how nice this future is compared to the gross one he's had before. It's pleasant. And we have to have pinball. There's just like, this is what I mean when I say that like casinos are natural in these worlds. I don't actually, like, they're just everywhere. It doesn't seem as unnatural as when there's suddenly a carnival. I mean, the entire challenge to this boss is getting up there. Don't do that. There we go. I wonder if the upside-down scenery up there is actually supposed to be the lake. Kids do love pinball. Water stage for you. No, I don't think we want to go there. Ow. Smart. I'm back on my low performance. Gamers take notes. Yeah, I guess. If he's building the casinos and everybody already does casinos. That's... uh-oh. Alright, there's our past. Also, in the US version, they kept the past themes, which do not coincide very well with the present and future. Oh, smart. That's good, actually. I'm closer to the Metal Sonic hologram now. It was a tactical death, I swear. I'll just go back to where I was. Maybe I just don't remember where anything is. Also, I have played pretty close attention to the iconography on these different water stages between Sonic 1, Sonic 3, and this one, and they are nowhere near alike. There he is. And we got fish. We don't usually see fish in Sonic games. Uh-oh. The drowning theme is different in this too. it's a sound effect instead. Do not go to the future. Not until we've blown that up. Okay. We might get a few time stones, but I doubt I will get much more than 5. But it's fine. You don't need all of the time stones in this one to get a full, complete ending. It just is a shortcut for that. The real way to get the full ending is to destroy all of the robot generators. And I think the Metal Sonic holograms are just extra. But you want to save the animals. And they're all small animals, like the ones from that are usually in the robots. But I think there's also a city, so I wonder if this place is populated. Uh-oh. Thanks. Sonic's greatest enemy, the little water bug. Sonic's greatest enemy, whatever this is. Love it when there's two springs facing each other. It's the easiest way to travel through time. I don't remember where anything is this time. Intuition go. I mean, you basically are, just you're constantly switching direction. I think, honestly, there's a lot of inspiration from Back to the Future here, because, like, you are using Sonic's speed to go through time. And he goes fast. And you can't slow down, either. I don't remember where I'm going. Is this the way I came from? It is, okay. Nope. That's what half of the challenge becomes at a point. It's not going to the future. Okay, I went backwards when I needed to just go a little more forward, I think. No. Yes? I replayed this game like 3 times in a row in September. Because it's good. So you'd think I'd know where everything is? part of the reason was to actually get all the time stones for the first time. I've only ever done that once because it's so hard. I could have just let that happen. I'm definitely forgetting stuff I wanted to say, so like, if anything is a curiosity, please let me know. Always down for questions. There is a Tails mode in this version of the game, though he was not in the original version. It was just Sonic and Amy, though Amy's not playable. Which is interesting, because this was supposed to be just the CD version of Sonic 2 initially, before it became its own game. As I think I've said a few times. Oh boy. It does make me kind of wonder if Amy was supposed to be in 2. There was ideas for that initially, and they just went with Tails. Amy had a sprite in Knuckles Chaotix, apparently, I found out. But she didn't actually show up as we played. But yeah, since this does take place after the previous ones, they've acknowledged that. But also, Tails is playable in this. Look at this place. I would love a living room that looks like this. Just chrome and full of plants. This is future, baby. Why do I say baby so much? Wow. I didn't play that for you. This chase kind of references, the boss in Labyrinth Zone. Except it's a less irritating boss. Hell yeah. Yeah, did I... You found that information on your own. I think I've said this plenty of times in previous streams. This was... Naoto Oshima worked on this one, while Yuji Naka worked on 2 and 3. Part of the reason for that was Yuji Naka's team was stationed in the US, in California, actually, and Naoto Oshima stayed with Sega in Japan, so they had sort of like a two sides working on 2 different things. Flowers look like they're still underwater. Oh boy. Do I remember this one? There we go. Nope, I thought I messed it up. Oh, jeez. I am good at video games. No! Okay. I almost want to restart this stage. Come on! I'm actually genuinely gonna restart this stage. Luckily we have saves in this version. Wow. Probably want to come back this way. Metal Sonic wasn't up there. I do not remember where Metal Sonic is in this. He's in one of these little areas. Sorry for the silence, I just am focused, I guess. Another game that has the peel out, I realized I didn't really compare these directly before. The Game Gear games that came out, this one is most directly next to Sonic and Tails 1 or Sonic Chaos, which also had the peel out in it. And Sonic 1 is to Sonic 1, Sonic 2 to Sonic 2. Pretty straightforward. Sonic and Tails 1 was Sonic CD, Sonic and Tails 2 is Triple Trouble. Sonic and Knuckles was Sonic Blast. Though Sonic Blast was named similarly to Sonic 3D Blast to confuse everyone, in other regions it was actually called G-Sonic, which is very different. Sonic 3D Blast more lines up with the odd one out that I didn't mention that came out around the same time as this, Sonic Labyrinth. So they both ended up being isometric games. I actually think Sonic 3D Blast probably took place before this too. It's a little adventure where Sonic visits Flicky Island, where a bunch of his friends live. As we've released a bunch of Flickies, so we're familiar with that. But the unique thing about this island is it is in an alternate dimension. And they do just sort of, like, throw that out there. And of course Eggman's like, hey, why don't I come and capture a bunch of Flickies, like I tend to do. Okay. The gameplay itself was inspired by a Master System game called Flicky. In that, you play as a blue Flicky, as is in this game. That game inspired to even put them in Sonic 1, because it predates it. And you go around and collect little chick Flickies, and put them into safety before cats can get you or them. And similarly, in 3D Blast, you collect the Flickies you actually release from the badniks in that, and put them to safety through these ring goals, so you can move on with the stage. Oh boy, almost got it. There's not a lot to go off of with that. I mean, Sonic goes with Tails and Knuckles. They join them and they handle the special stages. And the Chaos Emeralds there look different, which I'll touch back on that in like 7 streams from now, probably. But really, it's another standard Sonic fights Eggman. Saves the animal friends on another island. It's just an isometric semi-3D this time. I don't know what I'm gonna do now, because, oh, hey, another pass. Let's do it. See, that's the way you do it, because that takes you right back to the start, which is where Metal Sonic's projector is. Maybe I have to go up. There's no up. Shouldn't have jumped. Plain and simple. I think if you take damage, you also lose the time thing you have. Wish I could just give up, but that's the basis of this. You can't skip a single stage in doing this. Which is why there's two different ways to do stuff. I just hold it until there. Another little thing about Sonic 3D Blast is it also has 2 soundtracks, just like this one. No! That's by Richard Jacks, as we've heard from before, and Jun Sonoy, who we've heard from before. And the difference between that is one was for the Genesis. That was Jun Sonoy's. And one was for... Why? Why did that happen? One was for Sega Saturn. That was Richard Jacks's. I'm gonna lose my mind. Just maintain this one. Okay. back on target. Status effects. Is this the right place? No, it's the next one. Oops. Notice that, like, while the stages between past, future, and present are all the general structure, there are these just details that change entirely. Like, that wall I ran into would have been a pipe in the present. Here we are in the good future again. We've been to a Green Hill-esque tropical coast type place. We've been to a little casino jungle. Nailed it. Into an underground water ruins. None of these are quite new to Sonic. This is a quarry. The bosses are really different in this. It's not just every single one you do 8 attacks. Clearly I am melting the bottom of his machine, because he did not structure it very well. I know you can run faster than that. Here we go. This is the stage that even people that like Sonic CD would not blame me if I end up restarting. to try again. Because most of the stage is covered by this big bouncy part, which is fun and cool, and very hard to navigate sometimes. I'm about to go to the future. Butts. Even, like, look how run down this machine area was. This is like a construction area. And Eggman just kind of, like, leaves it to dilapidate in his future. Oh boy, I don't know the bad future of this stage at all, actually. This is what I just was. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of that nightmare real quick. We are, like, more than halfway through this game at this point. So it's not gonna be the longest stream, even though I seem to be taking as much time as I need. I guess is fine, since I seem to be low on things to talk about. No. Okay. I think their excuse for giving the US a different, soundtrack was something along the lines of it being, like, too modern for the US audience, which is kind of really funny. And remember, this is 1993 we're talking. Oh boy. Please. I think I know what to do to make this work. Yeah. It almost cheated me. Okay. The Act 2 position of the robot generator is notorious because there's a very specific technique to even get near it. I don't remember at all where this one is. Oh boy. I might have to go down there. Got some, like, rings in the wall. think that's my biggest reasoning behind, like, the past, present, and future all existing at the same time. Because the rings that on this planet would probably be generated as a byproduct of the time stones just stay in the same place, even when there's no place for them to be. There's nothing up here. Okay. We'll figure this out. Okay. That definitely means I've gone too far forward, if I found metal. Oh! Something's down here. Oh yeah. Another animation, not recent at all, came out in, I think, pretty close to when this came out, originally in Japan actually, but on a anime VHS in the US in like 1996, it was marketed as the Sonic movie, which we know plenty of those at this point, but this was the first one, and it was a very good anime. Very, very inspired by this and Sonic 3, because it was about Eggman creating Metal Sonic. And also Knuckles was there. Called him Hyper Metal Sonic in that. Maybe actually was a sort of a reference to the previous Sonic robots, but there's not really like a continuity in that. There's also this cat girl, like actual anime cat girl, looks like a human, is cat ears and tail. I don't know why they did that. Hell yeah. Happy to see you. Your retweet reminded me of that movie, and is why I opened this with friends, gamers, and lookalikes. I'm so lost. Ooh, is this it? I think I found it. That's what I was looking for, but just in all of the wrong places. Okay, we can get out of here. Yeet. think see, we passed right by the robot generator in this, so we know exactly where it is, it's just how to get there. And we actually need to do the trick twice. One to even get a past thing. There's no other one in the stage. So you have to know to be able to just, like, come over here, and then you have to do it a second time. And not lose this. But, as I was beginning to say, I mentioned last time about Sonic being about to just travel the world for adventure, which makes sense. Was hanging out on South Island, went to West Side Island for that purpose. Obviously, can't skip out on Angel Island appearing. Was late to the party. No! Oh goodness. Oh no! We're done on Metal Sonic holograms then. I can't do this. Late to the party for the Knuckles Chaotix Island. The thing that actually, like, this... Ooh, wait, another past? I guess I lied to you. Sorry. Ow. You're right, the thing that actually says that Sonic is doing this, because we have several games that decide to be, like, shortly, or sometime after Angel Island. Like, maybe, like, 4 games that say that at this point. It was, the first episode of Sonic 4. So the way I'm taking that, since Sonic 4 Episode 2... oh boy. Is directly related to this game. It is a direct sequel. I'm saying this is his first stop, basically, on that adventure. Well, maybe not his first stop. I think I just said that 3D Blast was probably his first stop to visit his friends on Wacky Island. But, I don't know, this is the first time he's just somewhere in the world that we actually have no distinct location for, other than Never Lake. We don't know where Never Lake is. It might not be on an island, like everything else in this world that isn't human-related. Oh, don't you block me. You gotta find Metal Sonic's hologram. What's that? And he just seems to keep showing up at random locations after this. Actually, not even really. We actually have, like, a long gap of time before we get to even more random locations. I'm just extremely curious. I swear. Extremely curious where Never Lake is, because it might be in Sonic 4 Episode 2 as well. It is not specified if that is true. Wait, he was right there. Gosh. Okay. I gotta embarrass myself at least once a stream. You gotta have that good eyesight for Wacky Workbench. There's things that are on the screen for a quarter of a second. So we are still rolling for time-stoneless completion. Who knows? Stardust Speedway, we might get the last two. Like construction site just becomes like, this reminds me of Amazing Arena from Knuckles Chaotix. Which, you know, same development group. That works. That was smart. The lyric is saying, work that sucker to death. Show him that groove, Sonic. Okay, now to the funkiest stage. No! Oh jeez. Okay. Incidentally, this is a theme song we will hear later, regardless of Good Future. Actually, it reminds me because if you recall in Knuckles Chaotix, if you just sit around for a minute, Metal Sonic will come and try and kick your ass. It's 3 minutes in this. If you just stand for 3 minutes, Sonic will say, "I'm outta here," and just give you a game over. Okay. Now... a lot of the levels in this kind of feel like Sonic 1 another version. This is like, what if Stardust Speedway was so much more? Or what if Starlight Zone was so much more? I know, right? No! Anytime you go in a little tube-like area, it gives you a boost. Good luck with that. Heading close to... Here we are. Please. Right with the music, perfect. Oh boy. Getting in here is the hardest part. We were on track to wherever the heck Metal Sonic was before I turned back. Oh boy. There he is. That's a different colored bird. All of these different types of animals have specific names, like how Flicky does. I do not remember what the ones in Sonic CD are, except that I know that they made the rat Mickey, which is very brazen. The chickens are Clucky. The pigs are Picky. Those are probably the most common three. Flicky, Picky, and Clucky. It's also fun to say. That one is pleasantly easy after what we've just been through. Perfect. Nope. I tell you, the last time I was playing, it took me so long to find out where Metal Sonic even was in this stage, so I'm glad I remembered. Again, especially after what we've just been through with Wacky Workbench. I just, like, guarantee myself one more ring. There we go. Oh, I've tried this one several times. Get a load of that sky. And also maybe don't focus on it, because it is not easy on the eyes. It might not be as apparent as it seems to me, but anytime that I think the time goes below 20 seconds, another UFO appears in the center that gives you extra bonus time. You can keep struggling. That's the smoothest I've ever done that, though, which is saying something. I would actually be quite pleased if we did get a time stone the first Metallic Madness, so I don't have to do it on the second one. Because what it does is, if you go back to the past, well, if in the present, like, there will still be... I'll let this music play a little, actually. Well, continuing the theme of me saying something and then negating it immediately. Here's our boy. He wants a race. See, we get the bad future music regardless, because that's Metal Sonic's theme. And as it'll probably be clear in a bit, Eggman is following us with the giant laser, trying to take out whoever's in the back, aka Sonic, as he's expecting, which is proving to be true. Okay. Incidentally, Stardust Speedway Good Future is one of my favorite US tracks, and it is appropriately short. And I do not remember what I was saying before everything regarding this stage just happened. I have noise suppression on my mic now, so I don't know if the clacking of my controller still comes through. Okay, that would happen. Yeah. What is going on here? That is the power of metal. We don't open up a plant container in this, we just get a hug. And now that Amy is saved, let's go to the stronghold, I guess you could say. Which is pretty much Scrap Brain Plus, following that theme of these stages being, what if we enhanced Sonic 1? Again, I'm saying these things. I have not played most of Sonic 1 for you. I will change that soon. Okay. So one thing I remember about Metallic Madness is, and this might be just 2, but the paths that you take on it are extremely specific. I think we're almost back at the beginning. So... here we are. Intuition paid off. There are no more Metal Sonic holograms, though, for 2 very intuitive reasons. One, we just fought Metal Sonic. And 2, this is the base. There's not really animals hanging out in Eggman's base. But of course, flowers are the power source of the... No time stone. Okay. Flowers are the power source of these badniks, so there will be flowers wherever we make them. This beginning actually is very start of Scrap Brain Act 2. With these swirly bits. Nope. Okay. I'm pretty sure there's a path there. A big version of these robots from Starlight and Scrap Brain as well. But once you're in the past, your paths are decided for you. And you just have to take the right one to find the robot generator. Ow. Which I think was right above me just there. But my toe got squished. Yep. Now all we have to look forward to is Chibi Sonic. Would like to actually go back to the present, if I can manage that. I feel like I prefer the maze that we're about to go into in that. Those are beams that when they hit you, you feel an effect. The effect is chibification, just like classic Sonic in the modern games. And you have to do this, there's no bypassing it. At least, not for someone like me who does not have all the glitchy speedrunner strats. Yeah. The other direction would have taken me in a loop. Ah. See, the animals are already here in this good future. I don't think that happens if you don't get them in both. If you don't do the Metal Sonic holograms. Oh. Think. A little mini boss. Before we reach the final fight. Don Quixote's worst enemy, the windmill. Sonic Quixote. You can't do anything, so I do just like to damage boost it. Because it's so much waiting. Some opera battle music. Let's do the springboard. Come on. Ultimately, aside from the waiting, nowhere near as awful as Sonic 2's. What's more cutscene? See, Little Planet looks completely different now that we've made a good future. I think if you get the worst ending, it might actually explode. And you see all that sprinkling that the Little Planet did? Planted some flowers of its own. And you're too cool. So I feel like there's like a sort of... I feel like those animals that are on there are like not native to Little Planet. Tails is playable. Yeah. So I think that's all I have. We will have a more ambiguous entry to the timeline next week with Sonic Mania. But what it does, it's the throwback game, and it will reference this game a lot, reference Sonic 3 a lot, and the previous ones, of course. After that, next week, before we do Sonic 4, the following, I do want to do a recap episode, a bonus stream, maybe like Friday night, who knows, we'll play it by ear. I'm gonna give Sonic 1 and 2 the respect it deserves, though not with its original versions. And then we're gonna do that, Knuckles run that I promised and didn't get around to. So, it's the classic Sonic Redemption. We're gonna give it our all. And with that, I'll catch you guys later.